Hey, hello everybody. Good afternoon. This is Chidi. It is very, very cold here today. I'm telling you, cold as in freaking cold, ice cold. Okay, but you know what? I'm not complaining. This is the season for cold and ice and snow and all that. So we knew it was gonna be like this from last year. You knew this year was gonna be like this, so I ain't complaining about that. Okay, what I want to talk about today is about Nigeria. It's about the Super Falcons of Nigeria, those talented young men, young women, senior women's football team, the Super Falcons of Nigeria, the winners of the African Cup of Nations, 8-time winners. I mean, this tournament has been organized for 10 times, I think, and they've won it for 8 times. Now, I'm so pissed off about this because, like, when these ladies came here, you know, they came here last year. They came to Toronto, Canada, to play for the Women's World Cup tournament, FIFA tournament here in Canada. I was the person that the Nigerian High Commission detailed to go and welcome this team, because the Nigerian High Commission is in Ottawa and I live in Toronto, and they felt, you know what, Chidi, since you're in Toronto, help us welcome this team. And so I was at the airport with some other Nigerians. George Chukwu was there, and some other Nigerians were there. So we're at the airport and we went to receive them at the airport. You know, the first thing I noticed was that these girls, I mean, it was cold then. It wasn't like really very cold. It was in May, so it was like, it was getting to spring was beginning to kick in, so it wasn't that cold. But these ladies stepped out of the plane wearing flimsy clothing, and I was like, what? Who would dress them up like this? You know, their former sponsor used to be Nike. Nike used to sponsor the national team of Nigeria. Used to be the main sponsors, but now it's Adidas. And these ladies were wearing Adidas long sleeve t-shirts, and you're coming in a very cold environment, and Adidas didn't think it wise to kit you guys up properly. That was the first thing I noticed. I was like, who is dressing you up like this? And you know, some of these ladies, they play international matches, they live abroad, they travel up and down, so they know what it means to be in a cold weather. They were just looking at me and laughing. And the thing I don't understand is this attitude of people just gag. They're so intimidated and so harassed that they can't even say how they feel. They can't say the truth about their situation, about what they're going through. They just keep quiet and just keep smiling, keep this always smiling face. So that was day one, and they settle into their training. They go into their hotel, and then they start training. They start going out for training. They start playing friendly matches with other countries, and then I go visit them in the hotel. And when I go visit them in the hotel, you know what? They didn't even have their gears complete. Honestly, they had to be going to Chinatown to go buy socks for them to do training with. They didn't even have some pairs of socks complete. They didn't have our national colors. They were mixing and matching their equipment. That's utterly nonsense. You know, the one that pisses me off is that these people were not even paid. They were not given money when they were leaving Nigeria. So they're all here like house. They're all here like house helps. They're all here like beggars, because they don't have their own money. So they had to be They had to be just managing themselves. And when I asked the coaches, first of all, the coaches don't tell you what is really happening, because everybody's watching, everybody's careful, everybody doesn't want to lose their jobs, right? And so finally I get to understand that they didn't have their monies when they were traveling. Not just that they didn't have their monies, a lot of arrangements were not even put in place. The worst of it all, which is what I remember now looking back, is the fact that these people, I'm going to say this, I know a lot of them don't want people to know, but they had to travel with Gary, a whole Nigerian national team. These ladies travel with Gary, and they were soaking Gary in the hotels. These girls were soaking Gary in the hotel because they didn't have enough money to buy the kind of foods that they needed to buy. I took the coaches to cut their hair in the salon. When it was time to pay, they were looking at me like something was wrong. Then I got it that they didn't have money to pay for their haircut. I had to pay for their haircut. This is nonsense. This is rubbish. And they keep begging me, my brother, don't talk about this thing, because if we talk about it when we get back, we'll not even get our money. These guys, they were not kidding. They didn't have money in a foreign country. These girls, I'm telling you, this is not acceptable. Go back and watch that tournament that they did in Canada. You'll see that the Canadian team, the British team, other teams, they were all looking very well fed. They were looking fresh. The Americans were looking fresh. Our girls were looking so tattered. What kind of a rubbish country is that? These guys were all looking so skinny because they were not eating well. And they were not eating well because they didn't have money. They didn't have money. These are international stars. The Canadians, you know how much they get paid per hour for representing their national team? Do you know how much they get paid? Nonsense. What kind of rubbish is that? And our government officials still do what they have to do. They still travel. Do you know how much it takes for them to go on a trip? And you're telling me now that after they go, the same thing happens with our Olympic team, the same thing happens with our under 21 team, the same thing happens over and over again, and you still tell me that the Minister of Sports is still there sitting down and is not sacked by now? You guys are joking, man. And that's why thank God I'm not in Nigeria. Probably by now I should have been shot. You guys know me. You know me. If I was living in Nigeria, you know that by now maybe I'll be shot. Because I won't take it. I won't take it. When we were in school, no, we didn't take, no. When we were in school, it didn't even get to this point. Go and ask in any campus. Go and ask the University of Nigeria. We didn't wait this, what? No, we take back our country, for God's sake. I don't know what young people are doing. What are the youths doing? What are you guys doing? You're coming on social welfare and you're chit-chatting me and you're discussing with me and you're cracking jokes about the situation. Bullshit, man. Bullshit. Take your country back. What are you waiting for? What are you with? These guys are riding on you. These guys are screwing you guys from the back, and you sit down there. You're not doing nothing. Don't keep buzzing me on Facebook and telling me things that. Don't send any more jokes to me on Facebook. What are you telling me? Look at Nigeria. Look at Nigeria, for God's sake. Look at Nigeria, for God's sake, man. Look at you guys. How many years has been taken off? How old are you? We were 20-something years when all this thing. We are 40 years now, 20 years and going. And we're just sitting down there. Look at the Prime Minister of Canada. You know how old he is? Not even up to 40 years. And you tell me that they come back and the minister comes and he says, oh, I didn't know that they were going to win. We didn't know they were going to win. And then you know what? We're doing every effort to make sure that we get them paid. What do you mean you're making every effort? Like you're doing them a favor? You're not doing them a favor. For God's sake, pay them. Giving them 10,000 naira. What is 10,000? What is 15,000 naira? You know what 15,000 naira is? Do you know what it is? For people to wake up in the morning, train, go do training, come back, go on the field, defend you, boost. Do you know what it means when they win a tournament? Do you know what it does for you as a country? Your popularity goes up. This whole thing is don't you understand the international politics? It's not all about money and economy. Countries who understand what it takes, they do everything to put their names out there. To have your flag flying besides other countries' flags, it's a big deal. So when someone does it for you, you should be grateful. You should be. I'm really so pissed off, man. So totally pissed off. What kind of rubbish is this? When I saw these girls in Toronto, when I left that place, I cried. I cried. I came back home. Let me tell you what happened. God bless these coaches. When we went out together, I told them, look, coach, you guys, coach, you guys have to come to my house. They said, Chidi, but you know, we're busy. I said, no, you guys have to come to my house. So, because we keep joking, and he's still, nah, boy, this food with the chop for hotel, you know, say we never chop Nigeria food for long. I said, come. So I got my wife, and God bless my wife. My wife made food for them. And when we served them food at home, guess what? They wouldn't eat the food. I'm going, guys, eat the food. Come on. And they say, bros, we fit wrap the food. I'm like, what? Why? Say, you know, these girls. So these coaches are just like fathers to these girls. You don't understand what goes on with it. They just keep toying with these people. These people are closely, tightly knit families. I'm telling you. These coaches could not eat food that my wife gave them in my house. They had to pack this food. They had to pack the food that we made for them and the soup to take it back to the hotel for these girls to eat. A whole national team. This is rubbish. Next time it was the chairman of the Nigerian Canadian Association here, Nsa Chibong. Next time it was his wife that cooked and took food to them too. But all this, I'm thinking, what the hell is going on? What is happening? Is this a joke? Is this a joke? Like, seriously? Seriously? Like, seriously? Nigeria? Come on. Oh boy, now, wow. I'm telling you, I don't understand, man. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. It's so sad. It's so sad, man. It's so my God, man. What's going on, man? What kind of rubbish is that? This is a place I did my primary school. When we did our primary school in Onitsha, we used to go to the library. We used to do a lot of fun things. We used to have Indians. Come and teach us. We used to have Indians come and teach us in our primary school. Indians used to come and teach us in our primary school. We used to have lots of... Nigeria was a place we had to go to. If Nigerians didn't go for summer in UK, the hotels felt it. If your uncle went to study abroad, they couldn't wait to go back home. Because there was nothing for them to do in US. Because they were paid. School fees were sent from Nigeria. School fees were sent from Nigeria to UK. $1 was 25 naira, 25 kobo. 25 kobo. Not naira. $1 was 25 kobo. Did they jazz us in Nigeria? Did they jazz us? What did happen? What are you telling me? Today, I just have this meltdown today. I don't know, man. I don't know. Sometimes I wish I could I think about my friends, I think about family. I wish I could just put everybody in a big bus and just drive them to this place. Nah, man, this is not, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Man, sorry guys, I just have to go now. I don't know.